Hello, I'm Will the Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the trade system. Trading in my game is a very lucrative way of making money. Most trading is done over land. Players will use trade carts and wagons in order to take supplies from one place to another. A lot of trading, however, will also be done on the sea. This will allow players to trade over the vast distance of the sea. This will allow players to take their trade ships from either port to port or from continent to continent. This gives you a much wider range of places to trade to. And the last method of trading is by airship. Airships are far more limited in where they can go, but it allows you to trade much safer. It also allows you to trade much faster as airships get to their destinations quicker. So your three options would be over land, which would be able to go to any city or location to trade their goods. Over sea, which would mean you are limited to ports but can ship much more. Or over air, which would be safer and faster but more limited in selling locations. So now that I've talked about how the goods are transported, I need to talk about what goods are transported. Each city, town, and village within the game has needs and desires. These needs and desires depend on what the village, town, or city are known for producing. A city, for instance, will need a constant supply of food and luxury goods, whereas, say, a farming village might need just the daily basic essentials. This, of course, being like tools, clothing, alcohol, anything you might need on a day-to-day basis. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that any city, town, or village is going to need whatever they don't themselves produce. And whatever goods that city, town, or village produces, they're going to want sold to other cities, towns, and villages. This allows traders a wide variety of places to buy and sell their goods. Trading is also a skill in the game that players can level. Though trading works more like reputation than it does like a secondary skill, for instance. You see, when you start trading, you will only be given a few basic options for what you can trade. This is because the traders' guilds don't really know you or trust you yet. Thus, you're building a reputation with them, and the more reputation you have with them, the more that they'll trust you to get your goods from one place to the next. Your trade level will also affect the prices of goods. The higher your reputation, the less you can buy for and the more you can sell for. Also, the higher reputation you get, you can start accepting trade quests. Trade quests will allow you to take on difficult trade missions that will give you bonus gold and experience. Despite long-distance trading, these are going to make the most lucrative trade deals you can have. So now let's talk about buying, selling, and prices. Supply and demand is going to dictate the value of your goods. If a town has a lot of a particular good, they'll sell it for less, but also buy it for less. Again, the demand of a good is dependent on what that city, town, or village might need at that particular moment. Certain needs and desires like luxury goods will be calculated by advanced algorithms within the game, but items like food and drink are going to be a constant need everywhere. When a player goes to a town, he can buy an item at a low price. Then he can open up his map and hover his mouse over any city, town, or village in order to see what prices the goods that he has bought will sell at. This will allow the trader to make informed decisions on where they want to go and sell their goods. Well-traveled traders will also take into account the dangers of taking that certain path. Food might, for instance, sell at a very high price at a castle that's under siege. However, a trader will have to weigh the risk and reward of trying to break through the siege lines. Outlying castles and fortresses will always need food and drink in order to supply their guard. If a castle or fortress does not have a supply of food or drink, the guards will start to die. In this way, players planning to siege a fortress can starve it out by attacking all traders going to that fortress or castle. This will significantly weaken the defenses before a sieging army can arrive. Players will also have a map option that will allow them to turn on locations of traders. This will show where all active trade carts, ships, and barges are around the world, at least the ones for your faction. It will also show where your faction's trade barges, ships, and carts have all been destroyed, giving you an idea where you should not go if you're a trader. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. All trade goods are kept in crates. These crates hold a large amount of whatever item you ordered. However, these items cannot be placed within a personal inventory. As such, they cannot be purchased unless you have a trade wagon, ship, or airship nearby. If you have a wagon, you must pull up close to a town trader. If you have a ship, you must pull into the dock. If you have an airship, you need to pull into the sky harbor. In large cities, traders will be located all over the place. This means that people won't all be crowding around the same area, though usually outlying towns and villages will only have a single trader. Once you're close enough to negotiate with the trader, you just simply right-click on them. There will be two separate tabs, Buy and Sell. The Buy tab is obviously going to have anything that city, town, or village is going to have for you to buy. And the Sell tab will allow you to see all the items you're currently carrying with you in case you have second thoughts about selling it at that particular trader. Each item will also list the value of that particular item in that particular location. Let's say you're buying a crate of apples, and a crate of apples costs 100 gold. We'll just use this as an example, as I doubt a crate of apples is 100 gold. However, let's say you're buying at a particular port where they make apples. Thus, the cost of said apples is only 80 gold. First, it will list 100 as the original price, then within parentheses what you'll actually be paying. You, deciding that this is a good deal, decide to buy as many as you can. The limit to the number of crates you can carry is dependent on the vehicle that you're using. A single horse cart can carry 2 crates. A 2-horse wagon can carry 4 crates. A 4-horse wagon can carry 8 crates. A trade barge airship can carry 10 crates, and a trade boat can carry 20 crates. If you haven't guessed already, the most lucrative trading is going to be done by the sea. Now there are other vehicles that are not primarily used for trade that do have slots to have trade items in them. For instance, the Man-O-War, as you know, is the largest ship I have on the water. It can carry 30 different trade item crates, but it's also much slower, and even if you did have it, you would have to man all the guns, or at least some of the guns, because otherwise you're just a giant target. And the cost of repairs on an item like Man-O-War is gigantic. So when I say they're the only trade vessels, what I really mean is that they're the only trade vessels efficient for trading. Now let's move on to different types of trading. First, of course, you have your standard trading, which is from one trader to the next within your own faction. Then you have your standard trade quests, which are based off your trade guild reputation. Once this is maxed, you can start doing trade runs for the nobility. These are highly dangerous quests because spies within your faction are going to tell the other faction where your cart is. You'll be tracked by the enemy faction as you try and make your high-yield trade quest. Then last but not least is smuggling. Once you're a trader of enough repute, you'll be able to talk to the shady individuals who also do trade. Now, they won't be found on your trade port like your regular trade manager, but they're going to be found in bars and other places. It'll work the same way as doing a regular run, except you'll be smuggling it out of your faction into the other faction. If you take on one of these smuggling runs, your entire faction will be hostile to the ship or vehicle that has all the smuggled goods. This means shady individuals are only located usually at certain port towns. However, smugglers are going to need to find alternate routes to their destinations, as most of the main routes are going to be covered by NPC ships. And if you get caught, well, I'll go into the crime system in a different video. But if you make it, you're going to make a lot more than you normally would on those items. Those apples that were worth 100 gold are probably going to be worth about 300 gold now. And that's just apples. So think of the possibilities. Anyways, my name's Will the Gamer. Thanks for watching.